Okay, hello everyone. Hunter Johnson again. And this time, this video will be about going through my collection of Leiji Matsumoto collection. Excuse me. It is basically the adaptations like movies, TV shows, all this work. So first off, we're gonna go by how I got these in chronological order. Okay, first off, now we have Galaxy Express 39, the movie on VHS called the Signature Edition, which was this dub. Of course, this is English dub. The dub was done by Viz Media in the late 90s. It actually was a second English dub. The first English dub was done in 1980 by Roger Corman's company, New World Pictures, and was released in theaters that year. That dub was known to be pretty terrible due to a chunk of the footage was removed, characters' names were changed, and bad voice acting. This one here is the uncut version. Not only is this one more faithful, it does have the missing footage added back in, and the characters' names are kept on how they were. The characters do keep their names, their original names. So so far it's pretty good. Got this for my birthday in 2017. So now, moving on, we have Adieu Galaxy Express 39, which is the sequel. I too got this for my birthday in that year of 2017, because 2017 is when I got into Leiji Matsumoto stuff. And Galaxy Express 39 was my introduction to Leiji Matsumoto's work. So, this sequel was released in 1981, about a few years after the original was released in 1979. And kind of like how on the back it says, the shattering conclusion on the journey began in Galaxy Express 39, the Signature Edition. Because adieu is the French word for goodbye. It's kind of, because this movie came out in 1981, and that was the year the manga was completed and the television show concluded its run. Meaning it was kind of meant for, basically a goodbye to Galaxy Express 39 until a decade later. Yeah, Eternal Fantasy a decade later, which I'll get to that soon. So now, okay, with that done, and here's the last, and here's this other VHS, and this is Maytale Legend, which I already done a video about Maytale Legend, where it was an unboxing and review of this OVA. I got recently from eBay. I've already talked about before in my review that it's pretty good, and it's a prequel to Galaxy Express 39. It's an OVA with 2 episodes merged together into a movie. So I already went over this. So now let's get on. Now, before we get on to the rest, there actually were DVDs. I don't have. Because I think in around 2010 or 2011, Viz Media lost the license, and the license was given over to Discotek Media, and Discotek Media released the 2 movies on the DVD for the first time on DVD, along with Eternal Fantasy. But however, though, Eternal Fantasy, the DVD version of Eternal Fantasy did not have an English dub, just Japanese audio only. we'll get to that soon. So now I just want to give a quick mention of the DVDs. So now let's get on to the Blu-rays. And of course, here is Galaxy Express 39, the movie on Blu-ray. Got this for Christmas back in 2019. Where, when the Blu-rays were announced, I was like, I gotta get these, because not only was the original negatives digitally remastered in 1080 and 1080p HD quality, it looked pretty good, and it, of course, is released by Discotek Media. So it's kind of what it kind of was pretty good. The quality was good. And what else? I was going to point out that the Blu-ray came out in 2019, which was 2019 was the 2019 was the 40th anniversary of the movie. So yeah, it makes sense why it made sense why they released a Blu-ray for this movie. I also point out that 2018 will also mark the 40th anniversary of the Galaxy Express 39 franchise, and they celebrate with a stage adaptation called the Galaxy Opera, which was a stage adaptation of the movie. Just want to give that quick mention. So, and now moving on, we got Adieu, Galaxy Express 39 on Blu-ray. I got this in June of 2020 because I had to get it. Not much to say about it. Again, just digitally remastered in HD 1080p quality. And it also point out that Adieu kind of does have some, what I can say, kind of like Star Wars, because like one of the villains, Vaus, looks like Darth Vader. In fact, there's a scene where he's talking to Prometheum that is like straight out of The Empire Strikes Back. Just hold on, something's up my TV. No, hold on. Hold up my TV. Yeah, sorry about that. Something was wrong with my TV back there. Like as I was saying, like how Vaus looks like Darth Vader, and there was a scene where he's talking to Prometheum that was just like the scene of Vader talking to Palpatine in Empire Strikes Back. And spoilers, spoilers for if you haven't seen this movie, it pulls a "I am your father" thing, where it turns out Vaus is Tetzro's father. Well, spoilers. Yeah, I should have mentioned that there were spoilers ahead, which, give it a watch. It's actually a really good movie. Okay, now we have Eternal Fantasy on Blu-ray. And I got this at around back in March of 2020. It was more likely like a special that was released in like somewhere in the late 90s, and it was an adaptation of the second manga series. And also for the first time, it had an English dub, which kind of made me excited. Even though I also kind of want to point out that I know like people say this takes place after Adieu, which I kind of don't think it's after Adieu, because the movie uses Tetzro's design from the television show. Yeah, but so point out that Tetzro has two different character designs in the movies and in the TV show and manga. Because in the manga and TV show, he's a lot little. Yeah. Point that out. And of course, there was letters from an abandoned planet, which was a special where they used his movie design. Yeah, kind of pretty inconsistent right there. So, and also to point out that this movie is it's about 55 minutes long. It's not really a long movie. Like 55 minutes. Well, of course, well, the first movie was a retelling of the show and the manga, and the movie was pretty much forced to spoil the movie pretty much had to spoil the ending. This, on the other hand, does not. Like it's an adaptation of the second manga, but unlike there, it doesn't spoil the ending. It just ends on this cliffhanger, which was pretty abrupt. I've not seen the ending because if you want me to see the ending of Eternal Fantasy, I'm pretty sure I have to read the manga. So I want to give this a quick shout out. It's okay, not that bad. And now, finally, for the last, is the TV series, released for the first time on Blu-ray back in, I think, around 2020, or 2019. Because the TV show does have a bit of a history when released on these formats. When it was first released on DVD, it only contained the first few episodes, and also the quality was terrible because the footage was ripped off from Crunchyroll. And of course, the company that made those DVDs made another one that was straight up clickbait, where it showed Maytel and this other blue train that is not the 3.9, and they did that on purpose. If you want to know that, just look up the DVDs for Galaxy Express. Yeah, because before these Blu-rays, the only way we could watch the show in its entirety was on Crunchyroll, which is kind of how I did it. Like, I watched the whole show on Crunchyroll. Started around 2017, and I first started watching the TV show around 2017, and finished it until 2019. Yeah. And so until when Discotek Media got the license, they released the entire show on Blu-ray in all three these are more like split into 3 seasons. Like what we have here is Collection 1, Departure. Collection 2, Layover. And Collection 3, Terminus. And because also this time the footage was remastered into 1080p HD quality, and also it does have some bonus features, like it comes with commercials with toys, and even this ramen commercial, and it also has an added bonus. It came with the Harmony Gold dub, which, if you don't know, there were 2, or I'd probably say 3, 2 TV specials done by Harmony Gold back in the 80s. The characters had different names, and these TV specials were retelling of some episodes, like the Fossilized Warrior and some other one. In fact, in this dub, one of the characters says, "This robot is a renegade from the planet Cybertron," which, this dub, really? Cybertron? That's from Transformers, not this. I get, it was a dub line, so not really canon, just something that was added in. Until eventually, these TV specials were considered lost. Excuse me. Burp a bit. Yeah, so these TV specials were considered lost, and the only thing that existed of it was some footage. Until eventually, Discotek Media found the original negatives that were taped off TV, and put it on here as a bonus feature. So That's what I said. That's what I get for. Yeah, it's really good. And also, like, there are other way. Of course, now these things were really expensive for me to get. Also, when I got this in 2021. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of one thing like this. Like these are now really hard to get because I think eventually, as years go on, it's going to go out of print and also be very expensive. But there is a way you can watch the show through streaming, either on Tubi TV or Crunchyroll. Yeah. Well, of course, when I watched the show on Crunchyroll, it came with ads, which so I didn't have a subscription. But on Tubi TV, which is, you know, free, where you don't have to add any subscription to Tubi TV, you can watch the show without ads. Which I do have Tubi TV, so yeah, and I did rewatch some episodes. And so in total, that is my my collection. Though it was mostly, you know, Galaxy Express, but it did came with, you know, Maytale Legend. And also, I do have the CGI Captain Harlock movie, which I'm gonna go find. Somewhere. Oh, never mind. I probably might do a video about that, which this video was kind of, you know, long as it is. So I'm just going to end it right here. So thank you and bye.